Shalom, Barak to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kakadash. All praises and glories definitely do, especially in the times we're living in. Much respect to the apostles and others of Great Millstone and to all the brothers out there doing the work. I say Shalom. All right, my lesson is going to be titled, My Heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. All right, which is from Daniel 9 and 7, and we'll get over to it. All right, but again, why that title? And why am I showing you this here? This was a video that Elder Apostle Tahar had put up about a week ago, if that. And of course, it was followed up by Elder Apostle Gabar. And he went to the comment board because some guy responded and responded also with a video saying that, Tom Brady's not an Israelite. He's not a Jake. He was kissing his son on TV. That's what he based it on. All right? And basically, really, he's basing it really on Brady's outside appearance, his outer countenance. Okay? And, and of course, he got schooled by Elder Apostle Gabar. And he didn't get really deep with it, which I will. And again, people, I myself, all right, there's a woman down here, where is it? Many of you all may not have heard of her or known her. She was a tap dancer, all right? Not just a tap dancer. And this isn't about feminism. That's not the subject, all right? Okay, let's look into this, all right? Eleanor Tori Powell was an American dancer and actress, best remembered for her tap dance numbers in musical films in the 1930s and 40s. Powell began studying ballet when she was 6 and was dancing at nightclubs in Atlantic City before she was a teenager. At the age of 16, she began studying tap, right? And started appearing in musical reviews on Broadway. She made her Hollywood debut as a featured dancer in the movie George White's Scandals, 1935, okay? Take a look at her, people, right? So you would assume, based on her outer appearance, that this woman is an Edomite, all right? And she's not a gay. But according to the criteria that the Lord has in the Holy Scriptures, all right, the precepts, okay? And, you say to yourself, precepts. Well, precepts are commandments, people. We're about to get into that, all right? They're commandments, and they act like they're your stones, all right? Your bricks in building your case and building your report, all right? She was known as one of Metro-Goldwyn, MGM, top dancing stars during the golden age of Hollywood, appearing in a series of musical vehicles tailored especially for her talents, including Born to Dance, Broadway Melody, 1938, Rosalie. In 1965, she was named the world's greatest tap dancer by the Dance Masters of America, all right? Now, I'm going to get into something here. Let's see here. All right. She was well received in her first starring role in 1935, Broadway Melody 1936, in which was supported by Jack Benny and Frances Langford, and delighted the 1930 audiences with her endless energy and enthusiasm, not to mention her stunning dancing. According to dancer Ann Miller, who came a decade later into MGM as a tap dancer, all right? And she will gladly tell you that this was the greatest female tap dancer. And it's not just her. It's not just her. And you're gonna see that for yourselves in a moment. All right? But her film, Devil No Power, particularly Broadway Melody 1936, was so popular that made the company profitable again. So the company, MGM, was headed for bankruptcy in the 1930s. All right? Now, Miller also credits Powell for inspiring her own dancing career. See that? She was her inspiration, and she would come a decade later into fame. All right? And of course, she's not in the same class as Eleanor Powell. All right? She's not in the same class. Powell will go on to star in opposite many people here. All right. All right, let's see here what I want to get to here. All right. All right. Broadway Melody, 1940. Of all these movies, featured her amazing solo tapping, although her increasingly huge production numbers began to draw criticism. Her characters also sang, but Powell's singing voice was usually, but not always, dubbed, but would also happen to one of Powell's successors, Cerise. Broadway Melody, 1940, in which Powell starred opposite Fred Astaire, featured an acclaimed musical score by Cole Porter. Together, Astaire and Powell danced to Porter's Begin to Begin, which considered by many to be one of the greatest tap sequences in film history. I suggest you all go watch that on YouTube. All right? You know, if you don't have the DVD, and you'll see several dances between her and Fred Astaire. And that will be your proof, all right? You will tell by the fruits of their labor who they are and what they are, all right? It's not based on the outer consonants, all right? The outer appearance of who Jake is, all right? So, which is considered by many the greatest tap sequence in film history. According to accounts of making this film, including a documentary included on the DVD release, Astaire was somewhat intimidated by Powell. Okay? And this is well known. Okay? Let's continue reading. And so Astaire was somewhat intimidated by Powell, who was considered the only female dancer ever capable of outdancing Fred Astaire. All right? He was afraid that he would literally get embarrassed by her. Now, he doesn't make that comment about anybody else in his film career. Okay? He does not. All right? In his autobiography, Steps in Time, Astaire remarked that she put him down like a man. Put what down? Her taps. No ricky-ticky sissy stuff with Ellie. Short for Eleanor. Do you understand, people? She really knocked out a tap dance in a class by herself. All right? And again, we already read. What is that? What is that? Okay, in 1965, she was named the world's greatest tap dancer by the Dance Masters of America. All right, I'll show you something else here. Another article. All right, there's another article here. Remembering Eleanor Powell. All right. Eleanor Powell was one of the very greatest, period, bar none, whether male or female, said Fayard Nicholas of the Nicholas brothers, right? Okay? The greatest dance team, period, in the history of tap dance. All right? Harold Nicholas was the one who was, he was the one who was married to, what's her name? I forget what her name is. All right, that beautiful sister. All right. Who could do it all. Let's see. She played Carmen Jones opposite Harry Belafonte. Dorothy, what's her name? Dorothy something. All right. I forget her last name. All right. At the moment. You know how that happens sometimes to us, all right? But here you have Fayard Nicholas of the Nicholas brothers telling you that she was one of the very greatest, all right? Himself, another endorsement, people, all right? So, who understood greatness, not one of the greatest women, one of the greatest, period. You see that? Dynamic, versatile Powell dance with a melodious sensitivity to essential musicality of tap. She was a musician, Nicholas said, using the word tap dancers tend to reserve for their highest praise. You see that? All right. Powell's problem was a problem male stars had accommodating a woman every bit their peer on the soundstage. All right? Okay. Fred Astaire, who performed with Powell memorably in several films, well, that's wrong. They only made that one film together. That was it. Broadway Melody of 1940. All right? And again, you all can catch the different dance sequence where they dance together. Besides the Begin to Begin, they do another free solo dance, like at a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. They're having lunch, and the jukebox is playing, and they start dancing to it, freestyle. All right, freestyle tap. All right, so Fred, who performed with Powell, again, not in several films, that's a misprint, pinpointed the issue in a couple of interviews as well as in the autobiography Steps in Time. Eleanor Powell, one of our greatest talents, is a bit too powerful for me. You see that? That's Fred Astaire telling you that. All right? So people are going to turn around and you're going to say, well, listen, Elder Tahar and other elders and us that are underneath them, well, you know what? We're in total agreement that Fred Astaire is a Jake. You understand that? All right? For you people out there that have a problem with it, like, Tom Brady being a Jake, all right? You people understand that? So he has said, all right, that is a bit too powerful for me, he said. I love Eleanor Powell, but she dances like a man. She's a remarkable dancer, but she has a very mannish style, and she's a little big for me, all right? You understand? All right, people, we'll be right back with part 2. We'll pick it up here where we left off. Shalom.